What are you doing?
Just practicing.
Hello!
Hello, everybody! Hello, everybody!
Wait, ow!
Hello, everybody!
Get off of me! If you've been following me for a while, then you'll recognize this face. This is my best friend in the whole wide world, and her name is Talia. I would say that she's in my videos a lot, mostly because I'm with her a lot, because she's a huge part of my life. And a lot of you guys have asked us to do a video together where we talk about our friendship. So, before we go into the questions, we are just going to list a few fast facts about each other. So I'm going to introduce Talia to you in case you don't know her. Will give you a really great comprehensive idea of who she is.
And I'm going to introduce Sophie to you in a way that possibly some of you don't know her.
That's a little bit scary.
Number 1, she'll never be an accidental flirt. If she's flirting with you, you'll know. Number 2, she hates corn, but sometimes she'll eat it to make my parents happy. Number 3, she looks dead when she sleeps. Like, literally dead. like people have literally woken her up before to make sure that she is still alive because she doesn't breathe or move when she sleeps. Number 4, she never finishes her drinks and it bothers me. Number 5, if you surprise her, she'll run away. Surprise birthday party. Surprise. I appeared in a box one time outside of her door.
I wonder why I ran away.
And
you
she
appeared
nearly
in a
died.
box. There was a body in a box. Of course I'm gonna run away from it.
She's weirdly good at harmonizing. Like, anything you sing, she'll find a harmony to it. She hates open space, but loves looking into space. 3, 4,
That was such a
5,
deep
6,
fact about
7,
me.
8. She is terrified of the deep sea. 10, she's the most loyal person I know. 11, her family calls her Sophie Belle. 12, she used to dress up as Jasmine every Halloween. When she says blink and blank, they both come out sounding like blank, and you don't know which one she's trying to say. Number 14, she has an uncanny ability to read people. Number 15, she can hold her liquor shockingly well for such a small human. Number 16, she's really into kitchen stores. Number 17, one time she got a concussion and the only thing she could remember was that she had eaten a quiche for lunch. Priorities straight. Number 18, she puts more sugar than water in her tea.
I don't know if that's true.
Sometimes we'll be at a coffee shop or something and she'll put like a few packets of sugar and then she'll like grab a whole other handful and there'll be like a giant pack of like empty sugar packets. When people look over like, what? But then she just like smiles. She's like, hee hee. 19, she was Chinese in a past life. And number 20, she's a witch.
Yeah. Facts about Talia. This will really, like, you guys will really understand her after this.
Will they?
Her favorite word is spoon. She's really bad at saying her own name. Her hands are the only part of her body that is not super flexible. That aren't super flexible. She likes boys she thinks she can't have. Every boy that has ever met Talia has fallen in love with her, at least short term, most likely long term. Don't be alarmed if she randomly passes out. She does that a lot. Also, do not be alarmed if she starts speaking to you in Swahili. Just ignore her.
Jamba Rafiki.
Just ignore
Mamba
her.
poa, habari nzuri, mungu wangu.
Shut. Just ignore her. She adds an alarming amount of salt to her food and will most likely die from sodium overdose. Her favorite animal is a cow. And if there's a cow on the side of the road, she will stop the car to go and talk to it. You're so embarrassing. She has no idea who most celebrities are. She will force you to snuggle with her. She is Swedish. She is going to be the next Jane Goodall, and she says wolf, woof. All right, let's answer these questions. First question is from Alexis Roscoe. Hello. And she asked, when and how did you meet? We went to a really weird little hippie school. It was a Waldorf school. You might be familiar with Waldorf education.
Picture in the middle of a redwood forest,
Yeah.
like a little opening with
like
some
huts.
They actually were barns that were converted to classrooms.
And they actually look like little fairy tale huts.
So the first day that we met each other, it was a misty morning
in the redwood
forest.
Our school was really, really cliquey. There were basically two cliques of girls. There were the popular girls and there were the unpopular girls. 6th grade is when kids decide they want to be jerks. We'll get into the cliques part later, but we'll let you know who was in what clique. I separated from my friends for a little bit and I saw this new girl walking around. I am not the kind of person to go out of my way to like befriend somebody unless I really want to. I just suddenly it came over me that I needed to walk up to her and talk to her. So I stormed over to you.
Yeah, you did. I remember, yeah.
I stormed over to you. I walked right next to you and I was like, hi.
Hi, I'm Sophie. And I was like, who is this girl? Like, what? I was just this girl who's like, hi, I'm Sophie. And I was like, hello.
Do I itch on my nose? I was gonna scratch your nose. That's how you know the friendship is real. This is where the clique part comes in. So there was an unpopular clique and there was a popular clique. Talia was definitely in the popular clique and I was definitely in the unpopular clique. Her group of girls, they were all like the blonde, like bubbly, Abercrombie and Fitch. I was like black skinny jeans, black Converse, like
black sweatshirt.
I was basically in the group of like misfits. Our friend groups hated each other. So we were basically star-crossed lovers. We had these secret meetings.
This one girl was like, oh my god, like why would you eat lunch with Sophie? And I was like, because I like her.
In 7th grade, all of the popular group, every single girl in the popular group except for Talia decided to leave the school. So Talia at this point, she's like fresh meat to my group. All of the popular girls that had been so mean to them were gone and there's just one of them. And they're like, my friends kind of took on this stance of power where they're like, well, let's just be super mean to Talia. It became this interesting dynamic where the kids that were bullied now got to be bullies. You didn't bully anyone and I didn't bully anyone. I decided that I was just fed up with it. I had been bullied from like elementary school up to middle school. I didn't want to see anybody, no matter who they were, like go through what I had to go through those past years because it was terrible. So I decided that I was going to completely betray my friends to back up Talia. I went up to Talia and I said, so you know that all of my friends hate you, right? And you said, yeah, I know. And I said, well, I just want you to know that I don't hate you. And my friends, they would like corner me in a classroom and be like, what are you doing? I'm pretty tolerant, but when you actually make me mad, like I will get mad.
She will destroy you.
I will destroy you. So
no, she's actually scary when she's mad though.
So I said, all right, Emily, tell me one reason why you hate Talia. Name one thing that she's done to you. She's like, well, she's pretty and she's blonde and all the boys like her. Do you know what I said? I said, boo-hoo, Emily, your mom is blonde. That was like such a burn coming from a 12-year-old. Like, ooh, your mom is blonde. Ever since I got mad at her, like no one was mean to you ever after that point.
Ever.
Like all I had to do was I just let it out on them and they were all like silent after that. So you're welcome.
Moral of the story. Sophie was my hero and still is to this day. Typical Sophie left out the part that like she had to deal with a ton of stuff for doing that, but like
what do you mean typical Sophie?
Like you always like minimize what you go through. But they started being really mean to her.
I was fine with being friends with this one girl that I didn't even know that well if it meant not associating myself with all these terrible people and making her feel better. That's how we became friends. So we've been friends for like 11 years now?
Yeah.
11 years. So then we decided to go to the same high school together and yeah. Next question is if you had to pick a character from a book who is most similar to the other, who would each of you choose? Talia is Feyre from A Court of Thorns and Roses, down to the details, and it bugs me so much because Feyre is so infuriating, but I love Talia, so I'm like, how can they be similar? But I mean,
we are
Feyre.
I would like simultaneously be like, Feyre, what are you doing? And also be like, oh my god, I would totally do that.
Also, her ex-boyfriend is Tamlin. He even looks like Tamlin.
Okay, truth be told, I don't think that anyone has captured Sophie's essence in a character yet. I think, like, if I'm looking at just A Court of Thorns and Roses, Moore reminds me the most of Sophie. But again, that's like her, I don't know how much of that side of her you guys have seen, maybe a little bit of it, but Sophie definitely has this like very independent, like fiercely independent, I don't even know how to explain it, but just this kind of like badassery that Moore has. She, like the Morgan kind of like reminded me of Sophie's ability to like read people and see people very well and like very thoroughly and like freakishly accurately. Again, no one's captured it fully yet.
Jesse Morris asked, who is taller?
I am. Oh yeah.
Talia is taller. Which one of you guys reads more?
Sophie.
Me. E. Schmidbauer said, tell us about your first crushes. My first crush was a boy named Derek, and it was in 1st grade, and I thought that I was in love. What's yours?
You were in love?
Yeah.
It was actually the boy that ended up being my first kiss. Sexy. I was saying Lors XE.
Lors XSE. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your username. Set asked, how has your love life been recently?
I'm in love.
Talia is madly, my overalls keep falling down.
Because her body's too small for all clothing items.
Talia is madly in love, and she has met the love of her life. Hello, Bosco. He watches my videos.
Hello.
Love you, Bosco. And he is Peruvian, and they are going to get married.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is about Sophie, like, I've always been someone who like accidentally flirts with a lot of people and stuff. Like I wouldn't say anymore at all, like, especially since I met Vasco, but like growing up I always had issues where like I would think I was really good friends with someone and they would be like, oh, I thought we were like in love with each other kind of thing. So Sophie's never been like that. Like I said, the fun fact, like, she will never be an accidental flirt, and if she's flirting with you, you're gonna know it. But the thing is, she's like incredibly like picky, choosy about the people that she like flirts with and connects with, which like good for her, you know? And honestly, this is how my boyfriend is too. They just have the attitude of like, I know that like my person is out there and like I'm not gonna waste my time with like these lowly other humans. Just honestly doesn't give anyone the time of day. Like it's hilarious like watching boys just like try with her and then just realize like, oh shoot, like okay, I have no chance with this one.
How I view it is I don't want to give them mixed signals and stuff, so like if I like you, you'll know that I like you.
Yeah.
And if I don't know, like my guy friends, our guy friends have always said that for some reason they're intimidated by me because I apparently put off this vibe that I don't want them to talk to me.
But not as friends, just
not
as
like, friends, just friends. Like apparently I put off a very strong vibe that is like warning them not to flirt with me.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Like if they try,
like look at those eyes.
If they try, I have a look in my eyes. It's just like
I have an Exhibit A. One of our best guy friends.
Okay, but he's my best friend now. He's like my brother.
Yeah.
And ever since this moment, we became best friends. He's like the Simon to my Clary. Like we're like this, but
except Simon's in love with Clary.
Okay, but we got past that. Curtis came over to me and he just like grabbed my hand and went like this and started holding my hand. And basically
she looked at him and she said, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, okay. And then from there on out, like that was a very clear line.
I mean, I'm just straight up with people. I've never had issues with boys thinking they can just fall in love with me. This one over here. I have spent our entire friendship being the therapist to all of the boys who have had their hearts crushed by this one. She's so nice to everybody. She just wants to please everybody. So guys will like are drawn to her and they really like that attitude and they just fall in love with her and she's really nice to them. Whereas I am like, okay, hi.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me, don't talk to me.
We balance each other out.
Yeah, it's a good balance. Yeah. So Courtney asked, what annoys you about each other?
She never finishes her drinks.
Give me a hot cup of tea or just any, like a glass of water, anything. I will probably only drink half of it. I don't know why, it's just a weird thing about me. Talia is a time optimist. She will be like, it's okay, like I can go feed my dog, do my homework, do all of my chores, like run 5 miles, like marathon a Netflix TV show, like go meet up with my friends, call my grandma, all in half an hour. I usually have to tell her, Talia, you can't do that. Talia, you're not gonna have time to do that.
Okay, another thing is that Sophie like overthinks everything she does. Whether it's like deciding whether to like go home for the night or stay at my house or like whether she should wear like a dress or pants, or like whether she should have like a latte or like whatever it is. She always has to like think about both options and like think about the pros and cons of both.
Oftentimes we'll be invited to certain social situations and I will think through the whole thing and I'll be like, Talia, I don't think we should go. I think it's gonna be lame because of this, and this, and this. And Talia will be like, well, why? Like, let's just go and see what happens. Like, live in the moment. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, this, and this is gonna happen. And then when we go, my list happens.
Sometimes don't you think that that could possibly be a self-fulfilling prophecy?
No, I just think rationally about everything before I do anything, and I make sure that I know the consequences and all that.
Yeah.
And it works out. Any advice for shy people starting high school this coming year? Never let anyone make you feel like it's not okay to be shy, because I used to be embarrassed for being shy. But like, that's fine. Just be shy. That's fine. But you have control over how you act in public and how you interact with people. Also, starting high school is such an awkward time and everybody's a little bit shy. So you're not the only one. There are going to be plenty of shy people, and most likely you will gravitate towards other people that are in a similar position.
And also something to keep in mind as someone who's always been like very outgoing and everything, is that a lot of times the person who's talking the most or who is the loudest is like the most deeply insecure.
That's true.
And like, just because someone isn't being like as quiet as you are necessarily, or just because their shyness doesn't come out in the same way, doesn't mean that it's not there. So like, a lot of the same things that you might be nervous about going into high school, those people are just as nervous as you, most likely.
That's true. Brandon, the book addict. Hello, Bran.
I really want to meet you.
Yeah, Talia wants to meet you, Bran, so come on over and we'll hang out.
Can I call you Bran Muffin?
Bran Muffin? I'm sure he'd like that. I call him Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran. So, Raisin Bran asked, fave booktuber? You're so sassy. Juiciest drama tidbit from high school? And name one book you hate. Oh, Brandon, such a drama maker. Obviously, Brandon, yes, you're one of my favorites. Okay, like...
Wow, good job getting that out of her, Brandon.
Yes, you're one of my favorites. Brandon is amazing. If you guys don't follow him, you should go follow Brandon, the book addict. He's one of my best booktube friends, and I love him, and he's a cutie pie. And I love Grace from Grace with a Book in Her Face. I love Grace. Grace, if you're watching this, I am just mildly obsessed with you. I love you. I love your videos. I love your face. I love your clothes. I love your room. I love everything about you. And I sound super creepy right now. Oh, and I have one more booktuber that I really like, and we just recently became best friends. We're soulmates, actually. And it's Clara from Clara Reads Books. I love Clara so much. First of all, her name, Clara, is the name of the main character of my book. Second of all, she's beautiful, and like, when I look at her face, it just like hurts my eyes because it's so beautiful. And we connect over our shared love for New Girl, and the fact that we both relate to Jessica Day on a spiritual level. She's another Jessica Day.
Ooh.
We're both Jessica Days. Instead of a Jessica and Cece dynamic going on, because I'm like Jess and you're like Cece.
Yeah.
It's like we're like Jess and Jess.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I would like to see that.
Pretty cool. So go check out Clara too. Those three people are awesome. Juiciest drama tidbit from high school. Honestly, I feel like Talia and I didn't really get into that much drama in high school. Kate asked, what is your favorite thing that the other person does? Oh, love everything about you.
Me too. I love the way that Sophie loves me.
The way that Talia loves me, and I love the way that she's always there for me no matter what. When we hang out, it doesn't feel like we're hanging out with another person. It kind of feels like we're hanging out with an extension of ourselves. Maria asked which color, number, and season represents the other one best. Color, yellow. Season, spring. And number 2.
Light blue. Season, fall. And number 8.
Chloe May asked, what is your zodiac sign? I'm a Libra.
I'm an Aquarius.
What is one memory you have that whenever you think about it makes you smile?
The first sleepover that Sophia and I ever had, it was at my house, and For some reason I had like a cheesecake in my freezer, and we ended up like having a cheesecake fight in my bathroom.
Yeah, we were sitting and we were talking and we just like smashed cheesecake in each other's face, and we looked at each other and we were like, did you really just do that to me? But then it became this fun thing where we just started like throwing it in each other's faces. It was so weird. We were like 12, okay?
Yeah.
So. Do you think you'll ever co-write a book together? That was by Rachel.
Oh.
Yes, we already have the plot figured out.
Yes, we do.
But we're not going to tell you more than that.
Keep you posted.